Hello cadets, today we'll be taking a closer look at the new 692 communication system. I'll be demonstrating this new system step by step, as well I will break down the pros and cons and tell you exactly why this is the future of effective communication. Some people may ask, what exactly is this new system? That's a good question. Let me explain. All successful companies and organizations share a common trait, and that is effective communication. Being able to relay information accurately and proficiently requires a system. Traditionally at 692, communication was done through calling. Later on, emailing also became an effective way to get the message across. Today, we see a combination of the two, which makes up our current system of weekly communication. Some would say that our current system is good, and I agree, but a good system is not a great system, and it's definitely not an excellent system, at least not yet. The major issue that NCOs deal with today at 692 is the rising number of cadets. This is great for the squadron, but can be overwhelming for the staff. Therefore, effective communication is more than ever a crucial component to the success of the squadron. Alright, now thank you for listening to my monologue, and let's actually take a look at how this system works. So we're just going to go pull up a web browser. I use Google Chrome, you can use whatever. And Yahoo says Krispy Kreme worker a star. Awesome. So we're pulling up Google right now, and we're going to go into Google Drive. So if you do want to set up this system of new calling system, then please speak to the admin and communications NCO, because they will have to input some complex algorithm in order to get this thing going. But I'll explain that later. So we're going to look for the 692 2012 to 2013 folder, and it's right there. Awesome. So we're enter in here, and we're going to go down to find operations right there. Operations, under operation in the second row you see calling. We're going to click calling, and inside calling you can see Aurora and Lightning already implemented a new system. Good for them. And we're going to be demonstrating this through a test flight. So this is a randomly made up flight, and this is called test flight calling. In the top left hand corner you can see the name of this document. By editing the name, just click on it to edit it, to change to whatever your flight name is. So under the legend you can see green means the cadet has been called and the cadet was reached. Highlighted yellow means the cadet was called but could not be reached. And finally down at the red, that means the number did not work. In this case, the flight commander needs to take action and make sure that the proper number is found for next week. So we're just looking at some of the columns that says rank, last name, first name, home, cell, pretty straightforward. And under the attending column says Y and N. Y stands for yes attending, and N stands for not attending. So let's take a look at the first section. Everyone is marked green, so that means all cadets have been called and every cadet has been reached. So you can see the first 4 cadets are marked with a Y, that means all 4 are attending. The last 2 cadets are marked with N, that means they will be absent and not attending. And in the second section we can see the cadets highlighted in yellow, that means the cadet was called but could not be reached. And finally in the third section we see that a cadet is marked in red, that means the number is wrong. So let's take a look at this section. For example, let's take Flight Corporal Yang Harry. Okay, so let's mark down Flight Corporal Yang Harry. Let's give him or her a green. So Flight Corporal Yang Harry was called and reached, and he said, or she said, that attending. Let's go down to Corporal Wayne Young Wayne, and let's mark Corporal Young as called but unable to reach. So if they're unable to reach or they're not attending, you got to leave a comment saying why. So Corporal Young Wayne was not reached, so I will say that I will call again later. This way when the flight commander or other NCOs view this document, they will be able to see that I am taking responsibility for this cadet, and I will check back later. This way everyone stays on the same page and knows what they're doing. So let's go into the next section. As you can see is the weekly message section. So it's a great way to just keeping track of what you're doing, and because especially if you're calling a cadet and you have to go back to the email to find information, it's a pain to do that. I had personal experience of that like multiple times, so I know how it feels. I'm sure many of you do as well. So it's great if the flight commander can just paste the message right there, so in case you're calling cadet and something comes up and you need an answer quick, scroll to the right, bam, right, it's right there. Simple as that. I just want to add a comment that if you want to add a comment to the cadet's reason of absence, press Control-Alt-M to add a comment. All right, now let's go down to this box that says total going, total not going, total cadets. So this box is controlled by a very complex IB level algorithm by Warrant Officer Chiu. So I don't know, he designed this. So basically what happens is when you mark a cadet with a certain color, this box will update the number by itself, and in the end this is your total for the week, and that's what the number the flight commander needs to take down. So overall it's quite straightforward. If you do have other questions, you can refer to this sheet. This is the instructions sheet. Make sure you read it before you start implementing this new system. At top is an little section for flight comms and flight sergeant, and the caller section, definitely make sure if you're calling in CO you take a look. If you do have any further questions, refer them to your flight commander or flight sergeant, and if flight commanders and flight sergeants do have questions, please talk to the admin and communications in CO. Awesome, so that is pretty much it of this demonstration. Hope you guys enjoyed. Bye.